It's showtime, folks. Welcome in, Chase and Big Joe, 1025 The Game. We're live today at Ascension St. Thomas Sports Park, Titans training camp. Big Joe is out at MTSU at their brand new football facility at Floyd Stadium. So, two places at once on this show. Titans practice underway, and Cam Ward and the offense on the field as Tony Pollard breaks one to start the show off. JoJo, how's life in Murfreesboro?
Good, Chase. What kind of formation were the Titans running right then when Pollard broke free?
They were they were in the wing tee. That's what they were.
No, yeah, this is cool. We're down here at Murfreesboro with the unveiling of the brand new Student Athletic Center, and I'm set up in the back of the facility. Our good friend Chip Walters is hosting this. It's a huge day for Middle Tennessee athletics. It's $30 million facility. It puts Middle, Chase, and you graduated here. Dr. Crane graduated here. It puts this program on the same level with all the group of fives that have fantastic athletic complexes. This is nice. This is beautiful. This is a monumental day for Middle Tennessee State, for the football team, and just for the athletic department.
Yeah, and so we're excited and glad that you can be there and I can be here, and so we can kind of cover both things at one time. We'll have a Titans player after practice. Don't know who that is yet, but we will have a Titans player join us after they're done today, and probably have some flavor from Murfreesboro as well. John McClain at 9:30. But I do want to go ahead and put this out there. We posted it on Twitter last night, got a lot of reaction. Tomorrow we're going to be at the Omni Nashville Hotel at 10 o'clock at the Omni. Former Titans general manager John Robinson will join us live and in person. And we look forward to that conversation with J-Rob. I know a lot of people have said, ask him this and ask him that. We're going to – don't worry. It's going to be a good conversation.
Yeah, everything's on the table. Good job by you, Chase, to get it out there. And, you know, you posted it yesterday that he was coming on, and just the comments just took off immediately. But look,
Twitter
you know
blew
what?
up.
He's gonna face the music tomorrow. And we're gonna ask everything, and if he can't answer it, he can't answer it. So yeah, we'll see. And anyway, I've got to talk like I'm at the Masters because I'm in the very back here, and people are looking at me like I'm crazy, which is typical for most things in my life.
Well, you know, it's okay.
Right?
Be loud. It's okay to be Big Joe and be loud.
So I'm with you. Yeah.
So what's Tiger doing on the 17th green? Is he lining up to putt?
I think he's looking at a Perkins waitress. I think that's what he's doing right now.
Oh, is that our golf clap?
Oh, that is. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, very, very nice. It's okay. I'm set up at the same spot we were yesterday, and people are they realize it's just me, so they're just crowding the table so they can.
Oh, that's good. Well, maybe we'll have. Maybe today we'll have Andrew Dice Clay come because he'll probably drop less F-bombs than what we had yesterday. So it'll be a lot of fun.
That could be good indeed. Yesterday we noted while we were here, and it was a rough day for Cam Ward, and you're going to have those, especially for a rookie. Brian Callahan kind of commented that, you know, you put the pads on and you can tell the rookies slow down a little bit because it's different. You know, not that they haven't worn pads before, but it's certainly a different thing. But this was Brian Callahan this morning talking about Cam Ward and the rough day that he had yesterday.
Brian, after a day like yesterday for Cam, how much is today a nice test to see how he bounces back?
It's the name of the game in training camp, especially for young players, Cam in particular, that you have a day that there's some things you can learn from and see if you've learned from them and get a chance to go do it again. That's the best part of training camp, is that you don't have to wait a week to go see if you're showing improvement. You can come back the next day and then hopefully show some growth and improvement.
I was Brian Callahan this morning, and to this point, I mean, I guess he's bounced back. I haven't been able to watch a ton, but from what I've seen on Twitter,
right,
it looks like that he has definitely been better.
Yeah, that's the that soundbite was the same one the guidance counselor McGavitt gave my mom in 11th grade. But he'll be better tomorrow, Miss Dooman. Maybe, we're not sure, but we'll wait and see.
Were you better the next day?
I was not. I still haven't improved. But it was interesting. We talked to Parker Kelly yesterday from the Air Raid, the podcast. He was on the field yesterday, watched everything, and I said, you know, I was watching Cam. You saw it all. I said, but I thought he got lazy. And Parker's like, yeah, he got lazy and started throwing off his back foot. And that's when interceptions happen. So there's a lot of, I mean, he's not near the anointed that we all think he is yet. He's got a long way to go. Yesterday was a prime example of that.
Yeah. By the way, I'm not going to lie to you, with the applause and everything in the background, I thought that was Dr. Crane playing that. And I'm like, Dr. Crane, stop. Okay, you played it once. It's fine. And then I was like, oh, wait, no, that's an MTSU.
Yeah, it's packed. I mean, there's hundreds of people here. It's outdoors in a tent, and it's like a revival. And it's cool. And I said, all these people that are here everybody's looking at me now because I'm making a statement. I said, all these people that are here now need to come to the game on Saturday, 1 month from the day when Middle takes on Austin Peay. It's great to come here for the unveiling, but you need to come to the game. That's where we need you. You need to come. I mean, you guys were here and you saw, the stands. The bigger the stands, the more crowd, the better your team plays. It's science. Thank you very much for that applause.
That was good. I love it. But yeah, so right now, watching the team drills out here, I thought it was interesting too. I heard Robbie and Rex were talking about this, and then Brian Callahan kind of commented on it this morning of just how difficult the defense has been for the offense, the looks that Denard is giving the offense. And I mean, you get used to it after a while because you see them every day. But I mean, is that, to me, as a head coach, especially offensive minded head coach, I'm telling my defensive coordinator, I'm like, hey, I want you to bust out things that maybe you usually wouldn't. I want you to try and confuse these guys because that's the only way you're going to learn, right?
That's the only way you're going to learn. Very few teams rush just 4 passers. I mean, if you got a team where you're rushing 4 passers and you got the best defense ever to go on with that. So there's going to be different mixes, different blitzes, different schemes, different coverages. I'd throw the farm at him and everything. You think Tampa Bay is going to hold back? You think the Falcons are going to? No. So it's baptism by fire. It's, again, Saturday, all the posts. Oh, he looks so great. No quarterback can make that throw. We could have made that throw on Saturday. But the deal is now, I mean, you give it to them because the Broncos aren't going to take it easy on you. So, yeah, I mean, it's learning every day. And we laughed yesterday, but it's getting better today than we were yesterday. That's the bottom line. Thank you for that.
Brian Callahan noted this morning that he did text with Will Levis. Will Levis had successful surgery yesterday and seems to be in great spirits. Good. I'm glad it went well.
What did you hear? Brian said he talked to him right after the surgery. You ever gone to get a teeth pulled and after your dentist appointment, that next 2 hours, you'll say anything. I wonder if Will Levis said anything that needs to be known.
Could you imagine if somehow, some way, like one of these guys that has a surgery, we somehow were like, hey, we want to interview them, right when they're still kind of gassed up. The stuff
it'd be radio gold. It'd be worse than Sebastian Joseph Dayon yesterday hitting the dump button.
Yeah. That was certainly. I mean, look, you got to love the guy's personality.
Well, he apologized. Yep. See, the crowd here's giving him a hand. He apologized before his cursing, which I talked to him afterwards was not acceptable.
Yes,
the language is just not acceptable.
It's okay. 615-737-1025 is our phone and text line, driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. Robert says, shouldn't they let him learn the basics first, then crank it up? I think that's a fair question, but I think the basics, that's what you learn in OTAs and the offseason. When you get to training camp, there might be a few practices where you're honing some of those skills, but now it's go time. Because you don't have a lot of practice time.
No, you don't. And then, I think they have a practice today and tomorrow, and then I think there's a couple this weekend. Then you go to Tampa, then you go to Atlanta. So there's a lot of times you make a mistake, you got to move forward and go on. And so that's the learning curve. We always default back to Aikman and Peyton Manning and then Caleb Williams and then Bryce Young. I mean, it's not easy. I don't know why everybody expected this guy to come in and go 11-6 and get into the promised land because C.J. Stroud did it.
Yeah.
I mean, once in a while. Yeah, you hope that's what Jaden Daniels did. Yeah, you hope that happens. But there's a lot of factors involved with Jaden Daniels. That was a pretty damn good defense they had up there and a pretty damn good offensive line. So he doesn't have that here. So we'll see.
No, and that's the other thing. Like, it's great when those stories happen, but then everybody thinks that that's going to be them. and that you draft the guy he's the number 1 overall pick, so he's going to be a Hall of Famer his first year. Like, no, and look at C.J. Stroud. We'll have John on in about 20 minutes. What happened his second year?
Yeah, hit that wall.
They figured him out.
Yep, that's exactly
now
right.
he's got to adjust. Jaden Daniels, we'll see. We'll see what happens now going into his second year. I mean, they had a great year, but that's what happens in this league. That's why a lot of people say the NFL stands for not for long, because you have one great year. I mean, the Titans lived it. Mariota, Vince Young, they had really good years, a year, and then it got figured out. How can you adjust that? And that's on the player, and that's on the coaches.
Well, you look at that as well, with Mariota, they ended up, bringing him back at quarterbacks. He finally had to trade for Tannehill to come in here and do that. Vince Young, Jeff Fisher wasn't stupid. He brought in Kerry Collins, and Kerry Collins is monumental in that 2007 and 8 season to get the Titans to the playoffs. So, look, things happen. You're going to roll with it, so expect the unexpected. But, when adversity happens, what Mike Tyson said, everybody's got a plan to get punched in the face. It's what you do after that goes on. So I just keep throwing Cam Ward out there. Eventually you'll get it or you won't, and then hopefully you get it.
Dylan says, thank God you're all right, Chase. I was worried after you got caught up in Noah's Ark yesterday, being swallowed by a lion and trapped in a boat.
Oh, it sounded like you're being chased by a chainsaw.
So what was funny is
a submarine.
When I hung up, because of the delay, I turned the radio on and I heard like the last 30 seconds. I was laughing because when I hung up, you were like, did he just get zapped? What happened?
It's our line. You get raptured. Chase got raptured.
6932 says, bold prediction. Will Levis comes back from his surgery healthier than ever, is traded to the New Orleans Saints, brings them back to life with a winning record for the first time in several years. Olave is a top 10 receiver. That is a bold prediction.
Sure. Why not?
I'd love to see it because I like Will Levis, but that's a bold prediction.
Yeah, I saw a ranking last night of the top 32 power rankings as of last night going into practice today, and it was the Browns 32, the Saints 31, and the Titans 30. And there's a wide gap between 30 and 29 and on up. So, yeah, look, he's going to come back, rehab the shoulder, be fine, get traded, and then nobody wishes him bad.
No.
It's just your time is up here, like Traylon Burks. Traylon Burks. Yeah, I'm saying like Callahan. Traylon. Nobody wishes you bad. I hope he gets healthy and goes to the team and has an all-pro career. We don't wish bad on people, and that's it.
615-737-1025. Two people have basically said this, that our question of the day should be either what did Will Levis say post-surgery or what would you ask someone when they got right out of surgery. I think the Will Levis part. Let's do Hair Metal Henry gets credit for that one. So we'll give Henry credit.
Fantastic.
What did Will Levis say when he was still gassed up when he got out of surgery? 615-737-1025. We'll have some fun with that. John McClain will join us at the bottom of the hour. Chasing Big Joe, 1025 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 1025 The Game. I'm at Titans training camp today at Ascension St. Thomas Sports Park. And that coverage is presented by Macero in 12 South and Parman Energy Group. Big Joe is on the campus of Middle Tennessee State University. Now, are you in Floyd Stadium? Or are you in the new facility?
They have a tent set up next to the new facility out here. So we're all gathered under this big revival tent.
Nice.
It is nice, Chase.
Are you going to speak to the people later? Or?
A little bit. I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna speak from the book of Sebastian Joseph Day.
Do we have the drop of him on Cam Ward, the edited one? Do we have that, Dr.
No,
Gray?
I will grab that for you.
Okay, no, you're good.
That will take him an hour to edit that.
Yeah. I know. I had fun telling people about our interview with him yesterday. They're like, I was like, yeah, I think we set a record.
Right.
The Chasing Big Joe show presented by the Omni Nashville Hotel. Our question of the day that, thanks to Hair Metal Henry, that has popped up is what did Will Levis say right when he got out of surgery? Was still gassed up after the surgery. 8970 said, he said, is my mayonnaise okay? Hair Metal Henry said, Will ask Callahan if the Titans or the NFL is paid for this, or does he have to call Duke's accounting team?
Yes.
Brian from Camden says, did we win? Let's see. Nick and Franklin said, just put some mayo on it and I'll be fine.
Mine was new shoulder. Who dis?
Yeah. Mitch in Bellevue. He sang Center Field by John Fogerty. Put me in, coach.
Oh, yeah.
3480 says, I just got back from football heaven. All the footballs were covered in mayonnaise. I was licking them like a big lollipop. 0178. Y'all wouldn't believe this. I just had this crazy dream that I was the starting quarterback for the Tennessee Titans.
Oh, I got one. I'll text it to you. God bless you, Chase.
Thank you.
I got one I can't read on the air, so I'll text it to you.
Okay.
Oh, my Lord.
Dylan says, Will Levis said, so if I put mayo in this IV bag, will it hit faster? Asking for scientific purpose. Devin and Dixon, Will woke up and told Callie about the time he won an imaginary Heisman Trophy and he was holding a jar of mayo. Justin, Coach, you better call your lawyer because I'm about to lay the smack down with a lawsuit. For what? Weston Hermitage, did they get the banana peel out, Doc?
Oh, gross. And that picture is just gnarly, man.
By the way, Peter Skoronsky will join us after practice today. So looking forward to talking to the Titans offensive lineman. Going into year 3. And I just read your text. So thanks for that.
Hey, Dale, we can't read your text on air, but thanks.
615-737-1025. Couple of new Schefter reporting. The Bengals have released running back Zach Moss, who played 8 games for Cincinnati last year. Didn't really do all that much. So, okay, there you go. What was I going to say? I was going to say something else. You ever do that where you have something and then you forget?
Usually only between 9 and 11.
Yeah. Hair Metal Henry said, Will said, hey, Coach Stoops, great to hear from you. Could you imagine if, like, again, I've talked about this before, if they were like, hey, you got a year left and he could go back to Kentucky?
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't you do that and re-enter the draft?
Isn't that crazy to think that could be a possibility one day? Go back and do that. I mean, the 21 Will Levis was fantastic. The 22 Will Levis, because again, a lot of people had tape on him. He didn't do a lot at Penn State. So he's at Kentucky in 21. He was slinging the ball everywhere. It looked good. If
I'm him, I do like Sam Darnold did, and there's a few. There's another one I'm trying to think of that did it. Basically, go play for the right coach, So in his case, go to Jacksonville and Liam Cohen, somebody that he had his best year with, and just back up for a year. If you get your opportunity, you get your opportunity, but kind of get your head right and work on some technique, and then who knows what might happen. I mean, again,
Right.
look, Sam Darnold goes out to San Francisco, plays with Shanahan, and then he ends up, the starter for Minnesota, and now he's in Seattle. Now, how that's going to work out, I don't know, but there's certainly examples of it. Of if you're with the right coach in the right system, that it might unlock something with you. I mean, I think there's nothing wrong with saying that Will Levis wasn't the right fit for this team and this system.
No, and I don't know why some guy, and this is not on Will Levis, but like, why not go to the CFL? You get paid, you're getting all these reps, you're doing good. I mean, it worked for Warren Moon and Garcia and Doug Flutie. I know there's some up there that didn't work out for him, but you're getting the reps, man, and you're going nonstop. You're leading team. And so if I'm a scout or a GM, I'm thinking, all right, Will Levis, look, he looked good in Saskatchewan, but throwing the ball is throwing the ball, right? Passing the ball is passing the ball, whether you're here, there, or doesn't matter. And say, hey, my shoulder's good, I can lead the team, and then you can make good money in Canada and then come back to the NFL. You're young. He's still got plenty of time.
B-Man says, Will said Duval and then go Jags.
Oh, gosh. If he did that, I'd operate on his other shoulder.
You know what would happen, though, because this is just so Titans, is that he ends up with the Jags. Lawrence gets hurt like for a week. Levis has to play against the Titans and throws like 6 touchdowns and just looks all pro. You know that'll happen, right? Did we lose Joe? I think we lost Joe. Okay, good. Well, it's time to break anyway. John McClain is going to join us coming up next. Again, we are live at Titans training camp today. Big Joe is at MTSU. 1025 The Game and Souls for Souls have teamed up for back-to-school fundraiser called Souls for the 615. That's to provide new shoes for kids experiencing homelessness in Nashville. You can help a child in Middle Tennessee step into the new school year with confidence by donating $20 for a new pair of athletic shoes. For more information and to donate, visit thegamenashville.com/shoes. Souls for the 615 is sponsored by Macero and 12 South. Go check them out for handcrafted cocktails, bowl plates, great happy hour, and elevated hospitality. John McClain up next here on Chasing Big Joe, 1025 The Game. Chasing Big Joe at Titans training camp today. That's where I'm at. Big Joe is out at MTSU for their building dedication. And I appreciate both places for having us. Titans in practice right now, doing their big team drills. The offensive line seems to be looking better, and Peter Skoronsky going to join us after practice. Today we say hello now to John McClain, presented by Maple Street Biscuits. Wake up to wow. John, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Coming on with you guys gave me a chance to leave the Texans practice and come out to my car, turn on the air condition, and I'm ready to roll.
Very good. Before we get started, Everett Gerlings told me to tell you hello.
I hope Everett's off to a good start. I'm sure he will be as you guys adjusted him. He did a great job here, and I'm so glad to see him get that promotion and a number one job, especially with the Titans.
Yep, absolutely. So let's start with the AFC South opponent for the Titans. How are the Texans looking to this point in training camp?
They put on pads on Monday, and until that point, their offensive line, when they couldn't hit, Will Anderson Jr. and Danielle Hunter are blowing by them, and the media's talking about how bad they are, which is preposterous when you can't hit somebody. So they put on pads Monday, so they've had 2 padded practices. They did look better. The defense is way ahead of the offense. C.J. Stroud's thrown some interceptions, and Joe Mixon, their running back, we've known all along that Joe Mixon might not be ready for the first game. It's been reported here extensively, but then when a national guy gets it, it blows up like nobody knew it. So Nick Chubb is running first team, and at least out on the field without full contact, Nick Chubb looks tremendous. No sign of any injuries. Had 2 years ago with his knee, last year with a broken foot, and he'd love nothing more than to show the Browns they made a big mistake by letting him go. The offensive line still a work in progress. Think about this, Chase. A new starter at every position in the offensive line, and only one of them started at another position last year. So you can imagine the growing pains they're experiencing.
Yeah, well, the Titans are faced with something similar. I mean, Skoronsky right now is the only starter at his position that's back. Latham moves from the left side to the right side. Cushenberry, the center, is out. But, all indications are they're at least improved from what we saw last year. I want to ask you about, you mentioned Stroud, and everybody talks about Stroud's rookie year and how much of a surprise that was for them. And everybody's kind of looking for the next C.J. Stroud and ask, could Cam Ward be the next C.J. Stroud? What was it that you saw that worked for him, that made him comfortable as a rookie quarterback in the NFL? Was it just a combination of things? But what stood out to you?
He had a new head coach. He had a new offensive coordinator, of course, because he's a rookie, a new play caller, and they had a first-year quarterback coach, all stepping into that role. All of them did a good job. Bobby Slowick did a really good job his first year as the coordinator, worked closely with Stroud, and Gerard Johnson was the quarterback coach, and they all got along great. But players emerged, like Nico Collins really emerged as a receiver. He'd been injury-plagued his first 2 years, but I thought Collins started to show he could be a premier receiver. And their offensive line, despite a lot of injuries, played really well with a bunch of backups. And then it all collapsed last season. But Stroud, the difference last year was he loses Nico Collins 5 games, Stephon Diggs for 9, Tank Dell missed what got hurt in December, lost the rest of the year. So they were plucking guys off the practice squad to play wide receiver, and they couldn't protect him. So the key is they got to be able to protect Cam Ward. He's going to run a lot when the plays break down, and he can do that. But the good thing that they have that the Texans did not have is a good, proven offensive line coach. And no matter who the coordinator is, who the quarterback coach is, The offensive line coach is the most important coach on the offense.
We're talking to John McClain on the Chase and Big Joe show here today. John, Cam Ward had an awful day of practice yesterday. I'd like for you just to tell Titans fans that it's going to be okay, because I'm sure in your time covering the Oilers/Texans, you saw some awful training camp practices from quarterbacks, didn't you?
Training camp practices don't mean squat because, number one, they've gone through the entire off season in the early part of camp, no pads at all. They've put on pads since the last game of last season, and you're playing with a lot of receivers, not just your starters. C.J. Stroud threw 2 interceptions yesterday. So, yes, you can't judge anything. Like, I think, and I apologize if you guys do it, keeping track of what a quarterback does in OTAs and early in camp as far as completions and incompletions, where you don't know if the receivers are running the right route, and a lot of times they're not because they're new and there's so many of them. Now, if he starts doing that in preseason games when he plays, then it's going to be worrisome, but it doesn't matter until they start the season, and then you'll see it. I don't think you're going to see Cam Ward doing that.
John, how next week, we won't be talking to you before they go, but they go to Tampa and take on the joint practice with the Buccaneers. How critical and crucial is that for the development of Cam Ward, even if it's good or bad, to throw Cam out there to the Wolves?
Well, he can't get hit, so that's not a good barometer of what's going to happen to him. But, if he throws to the right receivers, coaches, of course, love joint practices because they can control them. Those guys, he and Todd Bowles, they'll be talking ahead of time about what they want to do on both sides of the ball in special teams. So Callahan and Bowles will have it all orchestrated. If coaches had their way, I don't think they would play preseason games. I think they just have joint practices. So that'll be really good for a team with young players, and especially a team with a young quarterback who's going to start.
John McClain is with us. And, yeah, to that point, I mean, we'd like to see the offensive line. We'd like to see Cam Ward. We'd like to see some of these young receivers play in the preseason game. But as you just said, it feels like the coaches are satisfied with what they get out of those practices, and there's also that constant paranoia of they don't want to get anybody hurt.
I talk to longtime players all the time about what they used to do with 6 preseason games and then 4, and then when it was 4, the starters would play the first quarter, next game they'd play 2 quarters, next game they'd play 3, and the last one, at the 4th preseason game, they'd play 3. And then, of course, they're ready for regular season. Now they don't do that because players stay in shape all off season. But I do think they miss something, especially when it comes to blocking and tackling, because they haven't been able to do it very much. And I think a rookie quarterback needs to play more in preseason than a veteran does. I know Stroud played in 3 preseason games, and I'm guessing Cam Ward will too. He just won't play a lot.
How important is it? Like, we've seen Cam Ward throw to Calvin Ridley a lot. Like, I feel like all the big plays are to Ridley. Now, you've paid Ridley a lot of money. He's your number 1 receiver. That's obviously something you want out of him. But it does sometimes a rookie quarterback get too comfortable with one guy, and how do you coach that? Because obviously the other teams are going to figure that out eventually.
Absolutely. They can get too comfortable, too confident. But then if Ridley's getting open when the season starts, you keep feeding him the ball. But it's pretty obvious Calvin Ridley's going to get a lot of double teams. Ward needs what C.J. Stroud got 2 years ago with Nico Collins, a receiver who there hasn't been a lot of attention, but when staying healthy and getting an opportunity really steps up to give them a second option that the coaches are confident in, and more importantly, that Ward is confident in, and that is paramount for a new quarterback's growth.
We're talking to John McClain from Houston. We'll have more with him coming up next here on Chase and Big Joe. Chase at training camp, Big Joe at MTSU here on 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game at Titans training camp today, where they're wrapping things up for practice and talking to John McClain, presented by Maple Street Biscuits. Wake up to wow. JoJo?
John, through your career, I'm just curious, how much do the Texans pay attention to other AFC rivals during camp? I mean, are they have a breakdown every day? Like, here's what went on the Titans, real quick, like, hey, Cam Ward had a bad day, and Jacksonville did this or did that, or they do not concern themselves at all during camp?
well is keeping up with every team on their schedule, especially teams in the division, as much as they can. Now, I don't think they got somebody there scouting. They wouldn't tell me if they did, but I know they keep up with things that are on the internet. You know, if they see you guys, like I know I retweet things with y'all all the time. I guarantee you the Colts and the Jaguars and the Texans, because the coaches feel any morsel of information is an advantage. Bill O'Brien told me one year, he said, I look for anything and everything. He said, every morsel of information is an advantage when you're trying to win. And I said, well, you need more morsels.
Do the Texans have joint practices coming up the next few weeks?
Yeah, they've got Detroit and they've got Carolina before they play preseason games.
Is that the same? You know, we talk about the work and everything. I guess it's uniform across the league. The coaches get together. I'm sure Todd Bowles is going to go to Brian Callahan and say, or Callahan to Bowles and say, hey, at some point, send the farm. I mean, do coaches do that, kind of negotiate what they're going to do, what kind of plays throw out there? Because I would.
Coaches orchestrate everything, Joe. That's why they like it. They know exactly what they want to see from their side of the ball, from the other team's side of the ball. That's why they like joint practices as much as they do. So, yeah, they could send everybody after Cam Ward. They're going to want to see pressure on him. Of course, he can't be it, but they want to see how he reacts. Does he go with the ball where he's supposed to? Does he panic? Does he take off? That's why those things are so good.
We're talking to John McClain, and I'm curious of your thoughts on this. The Titans signed Joey Sly to be their kicker this year. He had kicks above 60 yards last year, I think in New England. He hit from 66 in practice the other day at Nissan Stadium. How is it beneficial, am I overthinking this, to have a big leg kicker for a rookie quarterback? Because you know they're going to be in position to have to make some kicks.
Well, first of all, Joey Sly, who had a cup of coffee here, he's bounced around. He's got a great leg. He's just not been consistent. What you need is a guy who can connect on field goals inside the 40, be almost perfect. Because as you guys know, whether you have a rookie or you have a veteran, so many games are decided on field goals. I cannot believe teams don't put more emphasis and pay more money on field goal kickers. Texans have had Kaimi Fairbairn. He's now the senior member of the team. And even though he'll miss some, he's been very consistent throughout the years. And they feel like if they get to the 40, that he's capable of kicking anything inside 60. And Sly's certainly got the big leg.
John McClain is with us. I wanted to ask you about the Broncos, and they re-signed Cortland Sutton, their fine receiver. He kind of indicated that he almost took a bit of a pay cut and didn't push for more money because he wanted to keep this team together. What do you make of that? And are the Broncos a team that you really think have taken the steps forward with Sean Payton as their head coach and Bo Nix at quarterback and could actually be a contender this year?
No, I don't think they're a Super Bowl contender. They still got, remember last year, incredible cap problems. They made the decision to move on from Russell Wilson, took a huge bite out of their cap, and then all of a sudden Bo Nix played really well after the early part of the season. Bo Nix, like Jaden Daniels, every second-year quarterback has to worry because the defensive coordinators have watched tape of them throughout the off season, will have different kinds of strategies. And your play caller, and Sean Payton's a good one, he knows this, he's got to adjust as well. Bobby Slowick didn't do it here, didn't do it, and he got fired. But Payton's been through the wars, he knows. So I look for them to be a playoff team, Super Bowl contender. No, I think that'll be another year. And that's great that Cortland Sutton said that. The truth is that's all he was going to get. If teams want to pay the big bucks, they can pay the big bucks. And it doesn't matter if you've got Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson. That thing about getting your players while your quarterback's on his rookie contract, that's just said by people that are not very good at their jobs.
John, I'm sorry, talking to John McClain on the Chase and Big Joe show. John, Chase and I, we're at practice. It's over about an hour and a half. They're done this morning by 9:45. Tell me what it was like a training camp practice in, say, 1984. Describe a day in training camp practice in 1984, because I'd love if Bum Phillips was around today to get his thoughts on what an hour practice would be during camp.
Well, first of all, teams did not have facilities that were conducive for players to work out through all the off-season, cafeterias where they could get 3 meals a day and snacks, all healthy, the equipment they have, so they didn't have to work as hard in the off-season when they started to get all teams figured. If we do all that, players will want to be there and they'll stay in shape. Back then, players started to get in shape in June. A lot of them had other jobs, and practices were longer. There were 2 a day, 2-a-days. They hit padded practices. The first day, they beat the hell out of each other because they thought that was the way to get them in shape. And the truth is, every player I talked to from 60s, 70s, 80s, they say there are the same number of injuries today that there were then. And nobody knows why, especially since they do everything they can to prevent injuries because they're scared to death of the salary cap, how it's going to affect them having to replace players. But it's so much easier at this time of year than it used to be. And coaches have quick practices because they know what they want to get done in the amount of time they want to do it. And when the team does well, players know that. If they come out and they're sharp, they're going to get off the field quicker.
Well, I just think it's, you see what goes on. I remember reading a thing about George Blanda recently, how George Blanda missed part of training camp because he couldn't get an excuse from his day job to go to camp. And so it's just funny how it's all evolved now. And you're right. You've told us all this the whole time about how it's so important now because it's just more than football. It's endorsement deals and big contracts that go on. That's a great evolution of the game of football.
And players have longer careers, and they know it. And the longer they play, they're going to make more money. And they're not doing cocaine and partying all night like they used to do back in the 70s and the early 80s, and when they were partying almost every night. Players are more serious about football. Now, you see some numbskulls and some nitwits who still have problems off the field, but they're not long for the football world.
We're talking to John McClain. John, Trey Hendrickson looks to end his holdout with the Bengals and report to training camp. Is that usually a sign that a contract is probably looming?
Yes, absolutely. He's lost $50,000 a day. Can't get that money back. You can't forgive it like they used to unless you're on a rookie contract, which he's not. And he won't get T.J. Watt money from the Bengals, but he'll get a significant raise, and he'll be happy, and he'll terrorize quarterbacks again.
So with that, and they got their first round pick or second round pick, I guess it was, signed. The Bengals, do you feel like they're going to take a step forward and be back in the contention in the AFC this year?
Well, they only missed the playoffs by one game last season because they got off to another slow start. If they get off to another slow start, they're going to be in the same predicament, playing from behind. Joe Burrow even talked about playing more in preseason. I'll believe it when I see it, but I do think because the offense is so good, the passing game, and Burrow is so good, they're a Super Bowl contender, but they're not on the equal of the Ravens.
John, great stuff as always. We appreciate it, and we will talk to you next week when there's actually some preseason games to talk about.
Yeah, yippee-ki-yay, you know how that is. Bring on the regular season.
I know, right? Thank you, John. John McClain joining us, presented by Maple Street Biscuits. Wake up to wow every Wednesday at 9:30 here on the program. Joe, they're in red zone drill right now as they're wrapping practice up, and just kind of watching them go through that. I think it was the first team had a field goal, so settle for that. But watching Tim Boyle now lead his offense.
Tim Boyle lead the Titans to the promised land. Wouldn't that be great? What a great story that would be.
That would
That'd be
definitely.
great story. Tim Boyle.
Wow, that was pretty good. Well done.
Because it's 1,000 degrees here in Murfreesboro. I'm sitting in the sun. That's why I'm delirious.
So is everything done now?
Yeah, it's the Stephen and Denise Smith Student Athletic Performance Center. So everybody's inside now for the tour. And I've not been inside. I've seen the pictures here at MTSU, and it's state of the art. I mean, it is. Put an example how updated the facilities needed to be. Derek Mason, as of last week, Derek Mason was in the same office that Boots Donnelly had in Murfreesboro.
I believe
That's
it.
how much needed the update was here in Murfreesboro. I'm telling you, it is nice. This is phase 1. Phase 2 is going to update Murphy Center. I love Murphy Center. I think it's a great little thing. And then phase 3, they're going to put an indoor facility here on campus for the football team. So things are working, and then I think it'll be a pretty good year for this MTSU football team. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Tim Boyle just put one on a rope into the end zone. Very nice. Very nice throw. Yeah, the question will be, they build that indoor facility, how soon they can have that, because that's obviously a game changer, but that'll be really cool to see.
Yep.
There at MTSU. We'll have more coming in hour number 2, including Titans offensive lineman Peter Skoronsky when practice is over. Chasing Big Joe, presented by the Omni Nashville Hotel, 102.5 The Game. To Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game here on this Wednesday. Titans practice winding down here at Ascension St. Thomas Sports Park for training camp. Big Joe out in Murfreesboro at MTSU. Thanks for clapping, Joe.
It's a beautiful day. Our good buddy Chip Walters is breaking down his little setup next to us. And then he actually had done plug me and then plug me back in and did it in a matter of half a second. So we're still here.
That's what
All
you said.
good.
That's good.
Okay. All right.
Well done.
MTSU does not claim Nick Frazier today.
No, they do not. Joey Slide just attempted, I think, like a 62-yard field goal, something like that. I was trying to do the math in my head. It was no good, but still, trying to see, a kicker hit a long one is entertaining.
Well, that's
Pause.
you know how I feel about kickers and punters. We love Brett Kern. I get that, but you
love kickers and punters. That's how you feel about it,
relying on the kicker
especially
now
Brett Kern
to win games. And then they break your heart. And then what was it? Was it the 21 year where the Titans went through about 40 kickers? Hell, that was half the team that they had.
Well, they went through about 20 kickers, handful of receivers, offensive linemen. That was the year they finished they got the 1 seed, right?
Yep, 21 when they had, was it a record 90-something players?
Yeah.
It's funny, Chase. John Robinson's going to come on the show tomorrow, 10 to 11, and we put it out on Twitter. And I love, Twitter's not real life. I understand that. But now people are attacking me and you. Like we had something to do with the draft, with the draft classes. Like we'll ask him all the questions about it. Stay tuned. I didn't draft Isaiah Wilson. I didn't draft Caleb Farley. We'll have the guy on who did that, and maybe he'll talk about it. Find out tomorrow. But don't come after me and you. Stop it.
Yeah, right. We have no control over that. And again, I will preface this. There's going to be some things he can talk about, he can't talk about, or he doesn't want to talk about. But he agreed to do the interview. We had a nice discussion yesterday, and to my knowledge, this will be the first local interview he's really done since he was let go.
I swear, if you ask or I ask a music question, we should be removed by the old
we will
vaudeville.
not. We will not.
The vaudeville stick be yanked off the stage in a heartbeat. I'm gonna ask him what I'm gonna say. Hey, what's the beef between Morgan Wallen and Merle Haggard? What's going on there?
I don't think we're going to cover that.
All right.
Look forward to having John on at 10 o'clock tomorrow, live from the Omni Nashville Hotel. So that will be a good time. So I've asked around because where we're sitting, it's hard for me to watch practice while doing the show. So I've asked a few people like, hey, how has Ward looked? And TD basically said a lot faster. The tempo is up in practice. He's been a little more aggressive today too. He did have a couple of passes batted down. One of them was a safety blitz that I think was just a good play. The other, he had the ball a little too low. So definitely some things for him to work on. I don't know. You can tell that he's working on different things because he's had a couple of wounded ducks leave his hands as well.
Well, that's the thing. You talk about, they're always like, well, how much difference is there between, top level college football and the NFL? Yeah, it's night and day. That's what it is. That's what we've always been told. And he's going to figure it out that, when he might have a step on the guy or the guy's 2 steps behind on the football, he's going to throw it there, that those 2 steps are filled up very quickly by guys who are so athletic. He'll get it. He'll see it. He's got all the tools that you need, and there's going to be this growth that he's got. That's why I asked John that question about the patience, and training camp doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. And when you get out there, what you have goes on in September in Denver, now it leads up. The practices are great. We understand all that. But that first game, that's when we'll get a true, all right, what's going on here?
615-737-1025 is our phone and text line, driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. Titans wrapping up practice. One thing that again, I don't think we've talked about a lot is the run game. And I think that's because maybe we're just comfortable with Tony Pollard. But I'm seeing a lot of Tajay Spears today. To me, this is a make or break year for him. He's got to do something.
This is year 3, right? 23, 24.
Yes.
You know why we don't talk about it? Because it doesn't involve Cam Ward.
Yeah.
All he's doing is handing the ball off. That's it. We're all like Cam Ward. So it's the running game. I know Tony Pollard's good. We know he's good. He did great last year behind that awful offensive line. So to me, it's not a concern. I mean, the concern is the offensive line and how well they can gel together. Because, to my knowledge, let's see, Cushenberry got injured. Then you have Latham moving over. Skoronski finally coming to his own. He's got a guy next to him, and Dan Moore Jr. Zeitler's coming in here. How much time has Zeitler spent with J.C. Latham? I mean, I know they could be in the classroom together, but it's vital when you get on the field and, and Cushenberry's making the calls and the guard is relaying the calls to the time. I mean, there's a lot that goes on with those guys. To me, that's the most crucial part of this football team right now is that line, because if they're good, they keep Cam upright and he can make plays. If they're bad again, I don't know if this team wins a game, Chase. I'm serious.
Yeah, I agree.
Better.
Nice run by Chet. See, again, I don't know what I can say and what I can't.
Say, nice run like Mr. Burns. Hey,
Yes.
look at that one guy in the nice cleats.
Lenny and Carl, great on the outside today.
There we go. Yeah.
Making
And
big runs.
team doctor, Dr. Hibbert says everybody looks good today out there. There's no injuries. Yep.
And then does his signature laugh.
How's Lionel Hutz looking today?
He ran the other way with a briefcase, so I don't know.
Oh, yes.
I don't know where he went. Millhouse just can't stay off his butt. Keeps getting knocked down.
Yeah, so we're not giving anything out. It's not like the Texans have pirated into our radio show to get something off of us.
Nelson Muntz just completed a nice pass to Lewis, so that was cool.
Oh, yes. Good.
And Ralph Wiggum is over playing in the sand.
And picking his nose.
Picking his nose. Looking for Super Nintendo Chalmers.
So let me ask you this, Chase.
Sure, ask me this.
I sent you guys a text this morning. It drove me crazy. Somebody said, oftentimes the goal of the team is not to win the Super Bowl. Am I missing something when somebody says that I react adversely to that?
All right, you broke up. Ask it again.
When somebody said the goal oftentimes for a team is not to win the Super Bowl, but to get better. I have a serious problem with
the
that.
goal should always be to win the Super Bowl.
Right. That's where we go to the field.
Now, you can be realistic. Like Mike Borgonzi gave you a realistic question or answer to your question. The realistic answer was that's always the goal, but we still have a lot of work to do on this roster. That was a real answer to that question. So that I have no problem with because, the goal, like, I never want to hear a team, a coach or a GM or anybody with a team say, I think we're a few years off from that. Even though that may be true, you still don't say it.
No, not at all. So when I hear it, it's just like it's no difference to Derek Mason or the MTSU. Like, we hope to get to the bowl, win 6 games. His message has always been conference championship. We play for that you play for a conference championship. Obviously, there's not one in the National Football League because it's called the Super Bowl. But you play for championships. And that's a mindset. When Notre Dame goes on the football field, they hit that sign. What does the sign say? Play like a champion today. Yeah. Every thought you should have is about winning games. Expect to win, knowing you're going to win. Commitment to excellence. I know those are all words you throw out there for motivation, but they ring true. So the team is like, win the Super Bowl. Talk about the Super Bowl. Manifest it. People talk about, we're going to manifest it. All that other good stuff. Do that. If you think it's going to help your team get there. Just the fact like, God, I don't know, man. We couldn't play dead in a cowboy movie. Things like that. Let's have some positivity, at least some point about going forward.
Coy in Clarksville wants to speak this into existence. Says Jeffrey Simmons and T Sweat new name will be Quake and Bake. Let's speak it into existence. That could mean so many different things. I don't think they test for that. They don't test for that anymore. So.
They don't. Yes. Quake and Bake is good.
That actually is a good one for sure. I keep thinking that they're wrapping things up, but then they don't. So still going. Buddy. Still going here at Titans practice. It's nice that they're right here in front of us, though.
Well, that's good. Good. You reach out and touch somebody. I dare you to get him to start yelling at somebody. Like, Cam, up here. And he bullets a football right to your head.
Just there. Takes my nose off.
As well. For those who don't know, John Robinson is going to join the show tomorrow at 10. And, we posted on Twitter yesterday. And the overwhelming question. Excuse me. The overwhelming question that keeps going on is the A.J. Brown. It's the A.J. Brown thing. How long is that going to go? Is that on this table, on the talk, on the vernacular, on the everything with this franchise for generations?
I think it goes until until they do something to erase it. I mean, you know, it if this team starts winning and let's say Io Manor or DK emerges as the next Derek Mason, I only say that because they're both 4th-round picks, then I think it goes away. It doesn't go away completely, but it fades off because the team's good again. That's what it's going to take. Because everybody looks at that moment is that's when the franchise took a turn.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
and I still argue that everybody points to the trade and says it was the trade and all of that. To me, it was more the fact that Burks didn't work out. If Burks had worked out, you would have had some people going, well, it would have been nice to have both of them. But if Burks becomes what they had thought he was going to be and is just as good or better than A.J. Brown, then that trade, again, is looked at in a different light.
It is. And right now, it is with Burks being released, it is. It's awful. It looks absolutely awful. But time will tell either to keep it going or whatever happens. But right now, I mean, that's the overwhelming question is that what happened? How did it go down? Why did it go down?
We will have more coming from Titans training camp coming up in just a few minutes. By the way, I love the picture of you on the stream. That is fantastic. He's down. Big Joe's down in Murfreesboro. I'm at Titans training camp. Chasing Big Joe, presented by the Omni Nashville Hotel here on 102.5 The Game. This week's Nashville's best deal is Princess Hot Chicken, Nashville's original hot chicken, bursting with heat and flavor. There's nothing better than the original. For a limited time, grab half off a $25 gift card at theGameNashville.com/deals. Chasing Big Joe. I'm at training camp. He's at MTSU, and Dr. Crane is at the Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Game Nashville Studios, home of the $99 yearly Beehive membership with a buzz is always about great service. Joe, do we still have you, or did you have to move? Okay. All right. We'll have Joe here in just a second. The Titans are wrapping up practice. Peter Skoronsky scheduled to join us here in a few minutes whenever practice is done. They are going a little long today, so hopefully they wrap things up relatively soon, and we'll get the Titans offensive lineman up here with me and be able to kind of talk to him. I'm curious of that conversation because we're all hopeful the offensive line is improved, is different. He did take steps in the right direction last year on that left side at the left guard position. Now he's going to have a new left tackle. He's working with a different center right now because Cushenberry is out. So I'll be curious to kind of see where he's at, and now a new quarterback that you have to learn all at the same time. But from what I've seen to this point from the offensive line, they definitely look like they have taken steps in the right direction, and hopefully they will be improved. 615-737-1025 is our phone and text line, driven by WilsonCountyHonda.com. Robert asked, is the sandbox still a thing? I don't know. I haven't seen it, so I don't think so. Or yeah, no, yeah, that one. Yep, that one. It is over there. I see it. It's on the far field. So it is still, the sand pit of doom is still around. Thank you for that, Dr. Crane. Well done. I'm waiting on Joe because there's an interesting article on ESPN by Bill Barnwell called the trade tiers, of basically looking at every roster, which players are worth a first round pick on each team's roster. So, like, I'll give you an example. The Dallas Cowboys, he says 2 first round picks and more. Edge Micah Parsons, still waiting on his long-term deal, but he thinks he would be a first round pick. 1 first round pick and more. CeeDee Lamb, guard Tyler Smith, that if you were to, I guess, package them together is how he goes about it. Dak Prescott and Tyler Booker would get a first round pick. So that's kind of how he has set that up with all of these teams. Definitely like a training camp kind of thing, is now the Titans are huddling up. Looks like practice is over. But for the Titans, 2 first round picks, he says, for quarterback Cameron Ward. He says, quote, "It feels a little like Ward was the first overall pick by default in April, which might be unfair to a player who was as good last season as he was. The Jags were presumably willing to send the same picks they sent to the Browns to Tennessee to move up to take Travis Hunter with the top pick, and the Titans presumably weren't willing to take that offer, so they believe Ward was worth more than 2 first-rounders. I'd say that's a fair price for a pretty good quarterback prospect, and we'll see where he lands after the season, meaning like what his value would be." So it looks like we may not have Joe for the rest of the show. Is that what I'm understanding?
Maybe. I don't know. I think he's still trying to find a spot, a landing spot, that is, for his little helicopter.
Oh, gotcha. He says that Jeffrey Simmons could draw 1 first-round pick. I think that's a stretch. I don't know about that. Dr. Crane, do you think 2 first-rounders for Cam Ward is fair? Like, I don't even know if I believe that, because I don't think you can base the player on what a draft trade might have been.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, for Jeffrey Simmons, a first-round pick, yeah, it's a little bit of a stretch. I'd say it'd have to be off of his performance this year, but obviously it's before the season. As for Cam Ward with 2 first-round picks, I mean, I could see a team that's desperate, like obviously Carolina has Bryce Young, but I could see them doing something like that. I could see, obviously the Giants now have Jackson Dart, but I could see them going up for 2 first-round picks. And honestly, the Vikings are a team for me. I don't think they're fully set on J.J. McCarthy. I could see them trying to go after a team. Really?
Yeah, I think they are. I think they have to be.
Yeah.
Maybe they may internally they may be like second guessing that, but I mean they've made that bed.
Yeah,
in
they
my
have.
opinion.
They gave all that money to Justin Jefferson, and now that they are stuck with McCarthy for the most part.
Let's see what they say for the Vikings. Now you got me curious, Dr. Crane. 2 first-round picks and more for Justin Jefferson. 1 first-round pick for edge rusher Jonathan Grenard, quarterback J.J. McCarthy. So that's what they do. I guess he's saying they'd package those together and get the first-round pick.
I must say that's a big haul.
Yeah. I mean, these are look. This is all hypothetical,
Right.
which obviously would never happen, but certainly an interesting thing to look at. For sure. Practice has wrapped up today, so they went a little longer today. Based on what I saw, it did seem like things were up tempo. I think they're still trying to find the juice. It's hot. You're in pads now, but just a little bit of that extra energy. I think that comes with time. There are some returning guys with a lot of new guys on this team. So kind of curious of when that starts to kick in, but maybe with those joint practices. I mean, to me, you got to have a little jump when you go into the joint practices. And Big Joe rejoins us now from Murfreesboro. Did you move into the student union building, or are you in the MassCom? Where are you at now?
I'm in the weight room now, so
Oh,
I had
cool.
to. They were shutting down the tent out there, and they were, it's hot, and they're trying to get done. Like, I'll move into the weight room, so I've snuck into the side of the weight room here, and I'm telling you, this is fantastic. This MTSU football weight room is fantastic. So I'm in the corner sitting on a leg press, which I haven't done in 30 years. So don't expect me to work out doing that at all.
So practice is done for the day. We're going to have Peter Skronsky join us here in a few minutes. I was just talking, Joe, about that. I've seen a few tweets of people like, man, the juice just isn't quite there yet. I thought it was more of an up-tempo practice today, but do you think that just comes with time, or is that something to be concerned about?
I think if Derek Mason's concerned with it, I'm concerned with it, because it's football. It's the first day. I mean, Derek was talking the other day, like, you're out you're out for the first day of practice. You're feeling good. Your season's here. You got to be the brothers playing football. I'm just saying that. I'm getting excited right now. Yeah, I'm with Derek. I didn't see that. And how much is it? I don't know. How much did the 85 Bears come out and do that? How much did the 01 Patriots do? I don't know. I don't know what the comparison is that, but I know energy is energy, and I'd rather have energy than not have energy.
Yeah. Oh, I'm the same way. And I'm not saying that they don't have any energy, but sometimes it is tangible. Like, you can feel it. Like, that, like, oh yeah, they're fired up, they're juiced up, they got some jump. They're coming in kind of even with the trash talk. Some of that, and granted, it hasn't felt that way yet. Now, if they're accomplishing a lot, if Cam Ward is learning a lot, then okay, that's what I care about.
Right, exactly.
But, I am curious of kind of where that goes. And, when you get up against Tampa, what that's going to look like moving forward. Peter Skronsky scheduled to join us here in just a few minutes. Again, we are live at Titans training camp today. Big Joe in Murfreesboro at MTSU. As you're listening to the Chasing Big Joe show, presented by the Omni Nashville Hotel here on 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe 102.5, the game here on this Wednesday at Titans training camp. Big Joe out at MTSU. So did you do any bench presses during the break?
Yeah. Hey, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, we're good. I'm still trying to set up here. Sorry.
For 30 minutes?
Yeah. Sorry, man. If Derek Mason would have seen how the MTSU Derek Mason would have seen how fast I moved to set this whole situation up, he'd have a brand new kickoff coverage guy on his team. That'd be me. Fast, man. I got in here fast. By the way, this is the Kevin Byard Strength and Conditioning Center, and
nice.
It's as good as anyone I've seen in a long time. It's really nice.
Nice. Well, I'm glad that, he should have his name on something. He is the mayor of Murfreesboro.
He is.
After all.
He is a mayor. What was your nickname down here?
Sluggo. You're late for class, young man.
Don't you have a damn alarm?
Why weren't you at class today?
I'm sure Dr. Cranes was like, "Hello there, Nick. How are you today?" He's
Nicholas.
like, I'm doing just fine. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly that. I have no comment.
Mrs. Worthingham, I saw that your window was down a little bit, and I moved it up for you. I thought it might rain. Nicholas, you're a sweet guy. He's the best producer around. He's the best.
So we're adding that to your impersonation.
I'm
list?
working on it. It'll get there eventually. Maybe it will. Maybe it won't. I don't know. I'm not sure. He's the best. He's the guy's the best.
Who was it we had on that's like famous for doing him and said that
James Austin Johnson?
Yes. And he, he was like, you kind of have to go up and then you got to come back down. And then you go back up.
Yeah. Because then you wander off and you come back.
You get back. Yeah. And so what was so funny when we did that interview, Trump was on TV and I was just like, oh my God, he's right. Like that's how we talk. That's what he does.
James Austin Johnson's impression of Trump. It's literally, if they ever went and hired a body double for Trump, it would be James Austin Johnson. I can't tell the difference. He's that good. And that's why he's on Saturday Night Live, because he's that good.
Oh, 100%.
Hey, where's Skoronsky? By the way.
Still on the field.
By the way, that's a great detective name. If you have like a TV show, like, damn it, where's Skoronsky? I always thought that'd be, I'm going to ask him, say, you have a TV detective name, you know that? And that's when he puts the headphones down and walks off. So get ready for that.
Yeah, that would be good. It looks like he might be walking off.
Or Detective Zen Fondle.
Right?
Detective Zen Fondle is doing 10 to 20 for
for some nefarious activities.
Yeah, for something like that. So, the practice is over, but obviously the after practice work is getting done, and does kind of look like the linemen are starting to wander off the field. So Peter Skoronsky being one of those. So my guess is we will be joined by him momentarily.
Yeah, that's good. You got your questions ready for him?
I am. I'm ready to go.
You can do the old Greg Pogue question of, hey, you found your way around yet?
No, I'm not going to do that.
Well, good.
That is a great question, though.
Because you are a seasoned journalist. You don't need to be doing that.
I am a seasoned journalist. I tried. John Robinson going to join us tomorrow at 10 o'clock from the Omni Nashville Hotel, the former Titans general manager. So
now, are you allowed to tell us how this all went down? I don't even know.
No, you and I need to talk first. So,
great.
We haven't been able to do that because you're there and I'm here and all that stuff. So he's going to be on the show.
Okay. Good.
So we look forward to it. What's new with you? We're in a stall now.
Install. It's your joke time. Who's the only person that could hold Michael Jordan under 20 points?
I don't know.
Dean Smith. Right. What kind of lights did Noah have on the ark? I told this one the other day.
I don't remember what the answer was, but you just
floodlights.
Floodlights.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah,
that's good. So I am curious with Skoronsky of the adjustment now of. You think about it. He's the only one from last year that's going to be Cushenberry when he returns, but besides him, he's the only one that's going to stay in his spot. You got a new left tackle. Latham's moving to right. You got a new right guard. you're working with a different center right now. I mean, once again, you're asking I know he's a third-year player, but yeah, you're asking him to adjust.
Well, you are. He comes in his first year a little overwhelmed. I mean, all right, go
Yeah.
play. I'm a guard. I mean, it's interior lineman. I'm sure in the NFL is much different in college, and all the combinations, new environment, everything. It was tough. But I'm telling you, some is like, oh, he wasn't that great last year. I'm reading the reports about him and people grading him out. Skoronski, probably 2/3 of the season last year was good. Now you're like, well, you don't get the Super Bowl with the guard. Hell yeah, you will, because he's a fundamental piece and a foundational piece for that team. I think Skoronski played really, really well down the stretch last year. You don't have to worry about him. You're good to go right there.
And I'm curious too of just now coming into this camp, having a year under his belt with Bill Callahan. I think that's when you're going to see Bill Callahan, the offensive line guru, because now they've had a year, they've had over a year to work with this guy and know what he expects and know what he's looking for.
Well, I think we came in last like, well, Callahan's going to fix it all. You can't fix terrible. Now, I'm not trying to be funny, but if you're not good, he's not going to fix you. If you've got some talent and there's something inside of you that can get there, yeah, he can bring it out. Like, what about Petit Frere? I think Petit Frere was an awful player. I think he was awful because he was surrounded by great players at Ohio State. The guy's huge. Yeah, he can move a little bit. I don't think he was tough enough and didn't know the game and didn't want to play the game. And once somebody on the other side knows that, they got you. So you can't – how my therapist told me this. It's a great line. I can't want it more than you.
Yeah.
I can't want it more than you. And so Bill Callahan can't want, these linemen like Petit Frere to be better than what they wanted. He can't do it. You have to dig down deep and do that. Once you find guys who are willing to make that adjustment, commitment, sacrifice, you got something. I think he's got something with the guys he's got there now.
By the way, Tehran just posted a picture. Bryce Oliver should make the team just for this. He is wearing Titans colored Chuck Taylor cleats.
Oh, okay. That'll win some games.
It might. I don't know. They're awesome, though. Come on, man.
Great. Right. What did Terry Chris say one time about a great locker room guy?
Keep him in the locker room.
Keep him in the locker room. It's one of the greatest lines I've ever heard in sports. Great locker room guy.
If he's so great in the locker room, keep him in the locker room.
It's a great line, man. So good.
There are some crispyisms that I cannot say, but that man had me in tears with some of the things that he said. I'm just like, what
do we want to take a little break now or what?
Yeah, we might as well. I mean, he's still out. He's taking his pads off. He's still on the field. So I would say it'd be a few minutes. So why don't we do this? Let's go ahead and step away. We'll come back with what day is it and celebrity birthdays, and then Peter can jump in when he gets up here. We'll do that. Coming up next, it is Chasing Big Joe live at Titans training camp and at MTSU. Join 102.5 The Game at the Holiday Inn Nashville Airport this Sunday from 1 to 5 for the Dude Perfect Inspired Open House. We'll be on site giving away Dude Perfect tickets and Nashville Sounds Family 4-packs, plus games, prizes, and body armor. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. We're live at Titans training camp as they have wrapped up for the day. And, of course, our coverage presented by Macero and 12 South and Parman Energy Group. Big Joe down in Murfreesboro, but we're joined by Titans offensive lineman Peter Skoronsky here on the show. Peter, what's up, man? How are you?
Not much, man. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, absolutely. We were just kind of talking as you sat down here. Looked like it was another good day for you guys. How are you feeling with this new look offensive line? Obviously, minus Cushenberry as he's still getting healthy. How do things feel early in camp?
Yeah, I think the energy and work ethic has been really good. Just put pads on yesterday, and that's what, the first time we really had real football. So I think we're still growing into it a little bit, as a unit. And obviously minus Lloyd, so that's different. But Corey's done a great job. I think it's just continuing to build that cohesiveness as we get more and more reps. And it'll only be built through time, I think.
You've now had over a year with Bill Callahan as your offensive line coach. How much more comfortable was it walking into this training camp with him as it was to last year?
Yeah, way more comfortable. I think we really know what to expect technique-wise and how he structures things and what he's looking for. So definitely a really high comfort level there. Nothing. I don't feel like he's really throwing anything new at us. So I feel like now it's just about mastering those techniques and those schematic things that he coaches, and less about like learning and new exposure.
It looked like from afar you really grew a lot last year, especially as the season went on. Did you feel that way too?
Yeah, for sure. There were definitely some bumps and some learning curves for sure. But I feel like I really settled in and got into a bit of a groove as the year went on. And, credit to our coaching staff and Bill for all that. But really felt like I settled in and became a little bit of the consistent player that I want to be, but obviously plenty more to work on.
Talking to Peter Skoronsky on the Chasing Big Joe show. Peter, thanks for joining us. By the way, happy early birthday. Where's the party tomorrow?
Thank you. The party is at my house. I will be the only one there, and I'll be on the couch trying to recover.
Those are the best parties. Anyway, happy early birthday from all of us at 102.5.
Thank you.
It's funny, you turned 24 tomorrow. When I turned 24, Peter, I was still stealing money of my mother's purse. So I'm proud that you don't do that. Hey, listen, I want to ask you this, though. We've talked about this on the show a lot. Last year, during the latter part of the 2/3 of the year, you played really, really well. People noticed that. People commented about that. What was the change in your game? Were you just getting comfortable with the league?
Yeah, I think it was kind of settling into the techniques that we've been taught here. You can do a lot in training camp and individual, but once you get into live bullets or live reps in game time, there's an adjustment. I feel like I definitely had a learning curve early on. As the year went on, I kind of settled into what we were being taught, what felt comfortable to me. And I think that produced some way more consistent play.
Your coach talked about communication on the front line with the five guys up front. And again, I know the answer, but I want to ask again, the communication between you and the guy on the left and the sit on the right, how crucial is that to success?
Oh, it's tremendously crucial. You have to play 5 as 1. If you have just 5 guys out there as independent contractors, it's not going to look very good. So far it's been really, really good between me and Dan. And Lloyd and I already have a great relationship. Hey. So that's a really, really big thing of being on the same page. A lot of times, like the saying goes in offensive line, if you're all wrong, you're all right. As long as you're on the same page, you can actually produce a good result. So that's just shows the importance of communication and how much it is important to success.
Peter Skoronsky is here with us. We had JC on last week, and he sat down and I just looked at him and went, damn, like he looks lean, like really, really good. How much have you seen that help his game also now that he's moved back to the right side?
Yeah, for sure. He really took ownership of that issue, and I definitely teased him a little bit about it last year, and maybe still a little bit, but he's kind of stolen all my jokes from me because he's really taken ownership of his body and transformed, quite honestly. And I've already seen the results already. I think he showed some flashes of some real dominance last year, and I expect that to just continue and to grow even more this year. With a better body. Maybe, I don't know if he feels more comfortable right or left, but it hasn't shown. He's just kind of settled in and does his thing, and you can see the work that he's put in has really paid off so far.
How much has Dan brought in as a new guy, somebody that was with another team? Now he's on the left side right next to you. What has he brought to the table?
Dan's got a lot of experience. He's seen a lot of the best rushers and he's seen a lot of football. In Pittsburgh, they've a winning record every year. He's been there. So he knows what a great culture is like. He knows what the NFL feels like as a left tackle, so he has all the experience you want. And it definitely brings a toughness and a great mentality to our line. He's vocal at times when we need to be, and he brings a really good energy. I really enjoy working next to because you kind of play off the other guy's energy and that feeling. And I feel like he's really lifted me up too.
Watching. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to ask Peter, when you go home at night, do you ever watch NFL Network and things come up, the Titans come on that make you laugh? Like, I know that's not true. I know that's not true.
No, I don't watch NFL Network. Sometimes I see, we have it on the facility sometimes. But I think one thing I've learned is to, no disrespect to you guys, to pretty much just ignore the media and
cut him off.
Yeah,
cut him off.
No offense, but I mean, what matters to us is what's going on in our building. What's going on in our building, and to believe what I see in the hallways and talking to guys and building relationships here, and that's really all that matters. Storylines are going to be what they are, right or wrong. Just have to ignore those and focus on what's here.
What has it been like having Cam, working with him? Obviously, the offensive line and the quarterback are almost married to each other.
Yeah,
I watch him, go into the huddle, to the line of scrimmage. It feels like he's been doing this for a while. What's that communication been like between him and you guys?
Yeah, well, first of all, I think his demeanor is really good. He has the confidence and sort of that cool collectedness you want to see in a starting quarterback in the NFL. There's definitely been kinks. I think that's pretty normal between any, first year quarterback offensive line relationship, especially rookie. But I've seen already we're working through those and getting better at that. And the comfort is growing. I'm seeing that. So it's been really impressive for him, just his attitude, because, I know as a rookie, there's so many ups and downs, your first year, let alone as a quarterback. And he's handled that really well, has a great demeanor, just brings kind of a collectedness to the huddle that I think is a really positive thing for us.
Peter, good to see you. Thanks for doing this, man, and good luck through the rest of camp and the season.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Peter Skoronsky joining us here on the program, Titans offensive lineman. And with that, I mean, maybe we're a day early on this, but it's time to get to what day is it and celebrity birthdays. And, of course, it is thanks, Peter. Appreciate it, man. Have a good one.
Appreciate it, Peter. Thanks, buddy.
It is brought to you by Jarrett Companies, Inc. Jarrett Fire Division covers all of your business's fire safety needs. Go to jarrettfire.com, above and beyond industry standards.
All right, first on the list, we have Father-in-Law Day. Shout out to all the father-in-laws. International Day of Friendship. So,
that's a good one.
Friendship's always a great thing. National Cheesecake Day.
Yes, I love cheesecake.
Love some cheesecake. Future loves cheesecake. National Support Public Education Day is today. National Whistleblower Appreciation Day. I don't think anybody likes a whistleblower.
Depends on what you're blowing the whistle on.
Exactly.
Oh, my God.
That's true. Yikers. Paperback Book Day is today. You could do something with that.
I got $4. Come buy one.
Yeah. Yeah, buy the
What
book.
was that? I couldn't
Books.
hear you because you were yelling.
What is that? That's what Joe's doing right now. Let's see. Share a Hug Day. I don't know how you share a hug. It's meant for somebody. Let's see. World Day
Go
Against...
to West Haven.
Yeah, you can do that.
Oh, my Lord.
World Day Against Trafficking in Persons. Okay, so let's not do that. World Snorkeling Day is today. A lot of people like to snorkel.
I bet they do.
Go to like a coral reef or something. Go,
Yeah, you're right. That's nice. Bring a upside down pineapple with you.
You ever had an upside down pineapple cake?
Not lately, but thanks for asking. Good
You can do that with pancakes. I don't know if you knew that or not.
Can you?
Put a cherry on top.
Oh, my God. Oh, Lord.
Joe, how's the weight room?
Working on that
Upside
core.
down. I need to. Eating all that upside down pineapple cake.
Yep. Oh,
Pretty good, guys. I'm gonna
you
be honest
done?
with you. Yeah, I'm good. We're done.
okay, cool. Yeah,
All right.
we might be done after this segment.
All right, time for celebrity birthdays. Here we go. Our first birthday today, former Chicago Bulls player Bill Cartwright.
65.
59.
68. Tom Pagnazzi, former Cardinals catcher, right? I think he was.
72.
81.
63. Chris Mullen.
61.
63.
That's a push. He's 62. Former NFL linebacker, host of one of those shows on NBC, Terry Crews.
57.
58.
57 exactly. Han Solo's daughter, Hope Solo.
40.
former U.S. women's national team goalkeeper. I'm going to go 48.
44.
Yeah, we get it. You know soccer.
Yes, that's correct. I do.
World champion golfer Justin Rose.
You're whispering like a golf person. Justin Rose, I'm going to say 42.
Yeah, I'm going to go 38.
45. Chase up 2-0. Former English gold medalist cyclist Tom Pidcock.
47.
42.
Tom Pidcock's 26. Bud Selig, former MLB commissioner, owner of the Brewers.
81.
83.
91. Paul Anka, singer.
87.
77.
84. Chases up 2-0.
He
Arnold
said 87, did he not?
He didn't get any points on that.
Oh, okay. Not bad.
Easy, pal. Easy. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
65.
67.
78. Frank Stallone.
Wow. Frank Stallone. 74.
70.
75. Chase up 3-0. We got 3 left. Country singer Neil McCoy.
Give her that wink, right?
Yep.
Neil McCoy, 63.
59.
67. 2 left. Academy Award winner Hilary Swank.
43.
48.
51. And our last birthday, Phoebe from Friends, Lisa Kudrow.
56.
59.
62. Chase, you
Wow.
win 3-0 and possibly the worst game we've ever played.
Good. I'm glad I won, at least.
Good job.
That is going to do it for us today. Thanks to the Titans for having us at training camp and MTSU for having JoJo out there.
As well, look, as we leave our message, no matter where we are, our message is still the same to our guys out there. If you are struggling, please go talk to somebody. We're going to do this message all the time. We know that we love you. On your cell phone, you can call or text 988. Somebody's always there for you. You might have a bad day, but I'm telling you, bad days clear out for great days. And our world is a better place because you are here. And know that we love you. Reach out to us anytime. We love you. More importantly, more than anything else in this world, God loves you.
Amen to that. Peace, love, rock and roll. DVD coming up next. 102.5 The Game.